Welcome to the Flat Racing Guru. It's Friday, 21st of June, Royal Ascot Day 4. I'm going to take a look at the Albany Stakes at Group 3 for fillies. That's at 2:30. If you're in South Africa, that'll be 3:30. Basically, this 2-year-old Albany Stakes Group 3 looks a bit like a Group 1, Group 2 race to me for, the sort of class that's contesting this race. So I'm guessing there's a few trainers there thinking, right, I've got a really top class filly here. Obviously, they're limited what race they can go in with a filly. So I think that Albany should be a Group 2 now, at least anyway, because these are definitely better than the top 5 and 6 are much better than Group 3 horses anyway, put it that way. These are basically Group 1 horses running in a Group 3. And I'll tell you why, because there's a couple I really already starting to like for the guineas, the 1,000 guineas. And one of those is just the pedigree of Silent Wave. I don't think he'll win today, but I think the pedigree of Silent Wave is very interesting. Very high class. It's a bit of a mix, mishmash. But Warfront is definitely a Royal Ascot type of stallion. Warfront for a start. It's definitely quite precocious. For like a sort of June sort of 2-year-olds, and the dam of Silent Wave, Secret Jester, really high class, and she's by Galileo, and it's basically Silent Wave is basically, when you look at the pedigree, that is a Ballydoyle Coolmore horse, so obviously Godolphin's trying to get a bit of that Ballydoyle progeny on there in their camp, because if you look at that and you see Aidan O'Brien with that, a horse with that pedigree, you would just think it's an Aidan O'Brien horse. Warfront, by Warfront out of Secret Jester, who's by Galileo, and Secret Jester was very high class filly. Actually, Precious Moments, not Precious Moments, there's another, So Wonderful. It's basically very, very similar, but So Wonderful is Aidan O'Brien, by Warfront, but she's, she's the dam's Wonder of Wonders, which is another very high class dam. These are two very high class. I would say Silent Wave and So Wonderful have got the best dams in the race. The female lines, and they look more like Guineas horses, than rather than sprinters. I think another Furlong. Silent Wave. It's obviously because the way Charlie Appleby trains his 2-year-olds, like Mark Johnson, they get a lot of speed work. So these mile pedigrees, which is probably 6 furlongs is the perfect trip for them, but this Silent Wave was really fast on debut. So I'm really I think this Silent Wave could I've only got Silent Wave doing 113 or something here, though. That's the thing, based on everything with the improved, but this Silent Wave could be anything with the pedigree as with this So Wonderful. But anyway, I think they're just going to be lacking that little bit of speed late on with these pedigrees. And what I mean is, okay, they were really fast on debut and they led all the way, but it's just that little bit of extra speed. By front running from the start, being head of the flight, you can't maintain that speed all the race, right? I've tried to explain it to so many people and they don't really get it. but you've got to use that sort of speed what you've got from the pedigree at certain times in the race. If you use it too early, you're not going to have any from, for the finish, and you're not going to have that Group 1, Group 2 finish, even though the pedigree is so brilliant, right? You just need that bit of extra speed. I mean, if this was over 7 furlongs, Silent Wave, so wonderful. They would be 1 and 2, but I think they're just going to get outspeeded at the finish by this, a couple in here. Nebeya is another one who could just, over this 6 furlongs, it's just going to be vulnerable at the end of the race. So I think the ones to concentrate on here is this Dyer, who's, by Bated Breath. I mean, I love Bated Breath. I mean, it's Bated Breath, it's 2nd or 3rd season stallion now. The dam's not as, classy as the other 2 dams, but still very decent. And the other one I was thinking of was Galadriel. Galadriel. Now, Galadriel was really drawn on the wrong side at York. And actually, the winner of that race is very good. But I think, the breeding Dutch Art is, Handbell, the dam and the second dam of Galadriel, they're not that great, but they do produce decent horses. But Dutch Art's been introduced now. I love Dutch Art as a sire for sprinters. I think this has brought a lot of class, and Dutch Art upgrades his mares very highly. He upgrades them and gives them a lot of speed. I mean, he introduces speed to the progeny, and they get a lot of speed from that. Plus, this Galadriel's got that bit stamina, on the dam and second dam style. They've got that bit stamina, what you need for the end of the race, mixed with that extra speed. So I think Galadriel is the type of horse that'll be showing a lot of speed at the end of the 6 furlongs, and going very close to the win here. This Galadriel, which opened up at 33 to 1 the other day, but I think Galadriel will definitely be in the top 3 today. Along with this J.M. Jackson. I think J.M. Jackson has definitely got the pedigree. I mean, she's a full brother to, what's that horse called? That's a full brother to J.M. Jackson. I'm sure Aidan O'Brien used to train it. Is it, it's got a, I'm not sure what the name is, but, the dam corn is the dam. Northwind, that's the one, Northwind. Now, this is Northwind Mark II, this J.M. Jackson is a Northwind Mark II, so, but Northwind, this J.M. Jackson looks a much better model than Northwind did, so you've got to look at that. And actually, I'll tell you now, this Ventura Rebel, I had Ventura Rebel, right, after winning at Ascot the last time, when she, I had a couple of, in their early season 2-year-olds that I'd been following, marked up, and this Ventura Rebel came and beat them at Ascot. And I had Ventura Rebel in the top 4 of my best 2-year-olds, what I've seen this season. And yesterday, I went off Ventura Rebel a bit, just because of the hype and all that, listening to other people. So today, I've closed myself off. I'm not listening to anybody. With me listening to people all week, right, it's confused my betting strategy and all my information in my head, and that's what it is. I'm just cut myself off yesterday, and I'm like, today everything's just focused on what I'm thinking and no one else. I'm not listening to anybody. I'm doing my own thing today, right? And so I think this J.M. Jackson is a top line of form, and this Galadriel, right? Even though I respect this Silent Wave, but I think those 2, Silent Wave and will be done for speed late on. So I think the one you're going to go for is this number 6, Dyer. That is the one. I I think that's the best form and bated breath, and I really, obviously the form's been boosted with raffle prize winning, but I do think this horse will have the speed at the end. And it's obviously, you've got to think of placement in the race. Drawn 14, I think a drawn 14 will be perfect. I think they'll be coming to the middle today, down the middle, and I think the middle of the track will be a faster strap, so that will also favour that that Godolphin horse, sort of thing. And the Wesley Ward horse, I really respect that one. Out of Corb DM, Naya Beth, but I think drawn 1 could just hamper its chances. I think there'll be more to the centre. Low to centre, probably 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 today. And I think Gadriel will come over to the centre late on and be finishing really fast. So I do think the 1, 2, 3 will be Dyer, Galadriel, and Naya Beth and JM Jackson. That's your 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I think 5 will be Silent Wave, followed by the Aidan O'Brien, So Wonderful. I think them are your top 6 today, and I've put it down on the website. So I've put 3 points cover bet at 3-1, 3 points at cover bet at 3-1 on Dyer. That's number 6. I think if that's not in the first straight, I'll be absolutely shocked. And if the jockey doesn't ride it, to be, close to the pace, it's just an absolute crime. All he has to do is ride about 3 or 4 lengths off the pace and come through with that speed. That bated breath speed, and win the race. As I say, it's not the greatest pedigree of all the pedigrees in this race, but the ability to get that speed at the end of the high, run race is the one favouring, and also that Galadriel. Now, this Galadriel needs to improve about 25 pounds, right, to win. But I think, obviously, we've been on the. You can discount half of them poundage by the way the race was run the last time. You could possibly put it right up next to the winner. Good Vibes at York. If it wasn't for that, the way the race was run and the way it drawn, I've got the Galadriel running much closer to Good Vibes, and with that improvement, because this is a Dutch art with the improvement Dutch art show from one race to the other. I mean, Dutch art is absolutely one of the best sires for these sprinters, right? There's probably one of the absolutely top class sire for sprintings. So this is what I always get excited when I see these Dutch hearts matched with decent dams and dam sires and second dams, and if they don't have to be really have won high class races, but as long as they're related to really decent horses, and they're full decent horses, sort of thing, then you can tell that the abilities is there. And then with the extra speed introduced with Dutch Art, this Galadriel takes my eye as coming very close to winning. But I think this bit more speed will be done by the favourite, the Varian horse, Daya, which is a funny sort of name. And that's it. So just go to the @Flat Racing Guru. @Flat Racing Guru on Twitter, and you can see the link to the website. And that's my preview for the Albany, and the other. Obviously, I want to tip for the full 6 races today, and hopefully we'll get a better day. And every day, we've had 1 or 2 winners, but it's not been that good. Really, some each ways and that, but it's been terrible. Maybe it's with the weather, maybe it's with me listening to other people. You can't help it at Royal Ascot, because there's that many experts come out the woodwork. Everyone's got an opinion, so that's it for today.